All right, you guys know I'm an anamorphic shill, and you guys also know I love doing stuff with the iPhone when it's convenient, and you guys know I love combining both of those.
It's that shit to make them all go dummy. Now I got bread, they all want something from me. Going like pros, man, I told them it's money, and I own my own bars just like it's always sunny.
Shout out to Freewell for sponsoring this video. I'll be sure to include links to this whole anamorphic setup in the description below if you guys want to check it out. If any of you guys seen my iPhone anamorphic video from Japan, absolutely loved it. A lot of you guys loved it as well. Freewell's out with a new update, a whole new anamorphic system and recording system, and it really solves all the little quirks with that kind of hurt the image quality. So let's go through it. Let me first explain the issue that's pretty much with every manufacturer's iPhone anamorphic, and that's the way they attach. They leave room for play. So when you're out there filming, sometimes the anamorphic lens will shift around a little bit, and you'll see that in the image. So Freewell kind of redesigned the way that it attaches, but on top of that, their new anamorphic lens for it is really high quality, and it's the first ever silver flare edition. Now, you guys know I'm a blue anamorphic shill, but silver flares, I guess most of you guys like that. I don't know why, but anyways, let me show you guys how this works real quick, and then we'll get into this thing, and this is even more magical. You'll see here in a second. You guys can see beautiful brown case here. This is the lens. How this differs, first off, pro tip, make sure you guys clean professionally with your grimy, sweaty t-shirt. Instead of it just going on and twisting on and just locking in, you now have to screw it on. So it locks on way more secured. It spins on just like that, but then the front keeps spinning. So there you have to go start aligning your anamorphic. Now this could be an issue. I do wish you were able to kind of lock it so it doesn't keep spinning. Even though when you put a V&D on it and it can shift the rotation, it's very stiff. And so it is hard to, mess it up, honestly. So when we were using a V&D on here, we simply would just hold it and change it, and it didn't really give any issues or mistakes. Really, it does take some force to get it to turn. It's actually kind of a nice experience how smooth but robust it feels. Blackmagic's horizon level is really annoying. There's a little cross. I don't know if you can see it on the red Raptor X Z mount with the Blazar Apex E mount. So I'm gonna bounce this out. I'm gonna straighten that out. Then I'm gonna look on top of my lens and make sure the bubble level is accurate. Now the issue that's coming up is, I have this polarizer V&D on here. Every time we change it, you have to try to hold the anamorphic lens because there's no way to lock it down. So Freewell, please give us a way. Once we have the horizon locked in for that use case, we can lock it down. Because every time I change the V&D, it's shifting it a little bit, which is definitely an issue. This is the Red Raptor X Z mount with the Blazar Apex E mount anamorphic. And the autofocus is surprisingly crushing. But here's gonna be the magic trick here. So I hold down the action button, my Blackmagic app is up. So real quick, I'm gonna go in my settings, I'm gonna go to my camera, and I'm gonna turn the anamorphic D-squeeze on to 1.33x. That's what the anamorphic lens is on this. So you guys can see that's the bubble leveler. I don't know why this hasn't been done before. This really, this kind of should be a standard moving forward. Guys, I'm trying to be like Tyler Stallman and record a YouTube video on this setup here. What's cool is if you download the Blackmagic camera app on your iPad, you can wirelessly monitor. So you can see right here, this is the shot coming from that camera. How freaking rad is that? I can control everything as well. I could change my ISO if I want. We go 1600 ISO back to 400, and it's surprisingly pretty quick. So I can even change the lens. Again, we are on the anamorphic lens. So I was able to crop in there, and pretty freaking easy, quick, simple setup. Something like this would, invite me and inspire me a little bit to record stuff that I may be like, I don't want to record that. Knowing that I can just slap this together literally within a couple of minutes. I don't have to take any of my cameras out or any of my pro lenses or any of that. Just literally do it like this. This is pretty rad. You can see again, we have the DJI mini mic on there as well. We're recording directly into the SSD. So a pretty nifty setup. And we are utilizing the NATO bottom plate on that grip there on the tilted tripod here. So pretty amazing. This is one of the most highest quality anamorphic glass lenses for the iPhone that I've been able to use. So really big step up. And again, as I'm shaking it and moving it, we're not getting those weird shifts in the lens because it's locked on there way better now. All right, guys, now let me kind of show you what this whole thing is. So since this lens is a little bit more beefy, you're gonna want, possibly a handle like this. So guys, I'm just gonna get my phone on here. Some of you guys might be saying, why is he plugging that in? I really wish I got my hands on this 2 months ago, because the only reason I upgraded my phone was so I can get a terabyte of space internally because I use the Blackmagic app so much now to film. I was able to put a freaking 2 terabyte SSD into this little case thing here. From there, I'm plugging it straight into my iPhone. So I'm gonna go in my Blackmagic app. I'm gonna go into media. When I click record through the Blackmagic app, it's gonna record directly to this SSD. This solves so many issues. First off, anytime I'm using the Blackmagic app, whether it's H.265 or ProRes, it's beyond annoying trying to airdrop because airdrop's too freaking slow to be transferring files that freaking huge. Already, I've been able to directly just hook this up and import files directly from the Blackmagic app into this SSD. From there, I can plug this directly to my computer, edit directly off of there. Again, I wish I had this. I wouldn't have the need to go and upgrade my phone just to get a terabyte of space. Also though, say if you don't want the grip and everything on there, all that comes off of that whole case and you can slap this onto your MagSafe on the back of your phone. So if you want to use the grip, you can simply just slap that on the back of there and still record directly to the SSD. On the bottom here, we also have a power delivery 60 watt port. So say if your phone's dying, your USB-C port's being taken up, you could connect a battery and rig it onto here. You can see we have Core 20s here. This is an Arca Swiss plate if you want to put it onto a tripod. Up here, we also have their wireless Bluetooth remote, so you could stop and start recording straight from here. We also have 2 cold shoe ports, but more importantly, there's another USB-C port up here, and there's a mic. Some of you guys might be like, why is there a USB-C mic port on there? Let me show you. I'm gonna grab my DJI Mini mic and its USB-C adapter, plug my DJI Mini wireless mics directly onto here. And now, look at the setup. I could literally, like this whole trip, Jordan and I are on this road trip to film an indigenous mini doc, but we're doing a bunch of stuff on the way. We can literally film everything on here. So to make sure it's using the right mic, I'm gonna go back into the settings on the Blackmagic app. It already switched automatically to the DJI Mic Mini. So guys, check this out. We have a full-on freaking film setup here in Anamorphic. I only have one roll of 400 for that. So I'm gonna save it for that. And we're gonna use gold 200 for the road trip X-Pan shots here. We're filming on the iPhone with an anamorphic setup, a new anamorphic lens. I'm making a different video on it, so might be out before this, might be out after this. I don't even know what this video is going to be right here, but we're filming it. This is way huger than the new Fujifilm GFX 100 RF. Yeah, clunk, clunk, clunk. Want to click there and then it'll focus and it should face. Why do you like Canon?
It's the only thing I've ever used.
But we pulled over. We're out here, we're gonna be shooting an indigenous mini doc. We have a Red Raptor, all that. All I know is edge to edge, this has been the best quality lens. I'm sure Red's gonna love seeing. All right guys, so my overall final thoughts on this. Also, if you're somebody that has previously invested into Freewell's lenses and phone cases, you can actually upgrade the mount so you can use this new threaded lens design. You can see you have their Pro cage here, and this simply just unscrews, and then I will be able to slap this new mount on there and re-screw it back on. So if I need to do anything, more crazy with the phone, this cage system makes life a little bit easier and it's more robust, And there you go. These are actually really strong, full-on metal. You can hear it there. Now, you don't need to get this whole built-out metal cage system for your iPhone. You can actually just get a normal, shock-proof type rubber silicone type case for the iPhone. I'm not sure what the material is, but as a daily, this works just fine. Now, if you do plan on using a VND with this lens, it just takes a 58mm front filter. So you can simply just get a step-up ring to adapt in your VNDs, or Freewell does offer a VND that I do believe just slips right on top of here. You don't have to thread it on. And you can also stack a diffusion filter on top of that as well. So I'm zoomed into the 48mm lens, but you can see this is the setup we're using here. That's the Lumix S1R2. We got a mic plug-in. We have a 2X anamorphic with a rear VND PL adapter with a monitor and all that, compared to this setup. 1.33x anamorphic. We have the wireless mic directly plugged in. way different setup, way easier setup. Obviously, the image quality is going to be drastically different. That's a full frame sensor. This is obviously an iPhone, blah, blah, blah. Let's roll on this and we'll see how this turns out here. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will put links down in the description to previous iPhone videos that I did so you can see how you could fully utilize a system like this to do, you know, next level type filmmaking. But where you're currently seeing is footage directly from this setup. I recorded multiple videos with this setup that you guys will see in the near future. Some X-Pan stuff, a mini indigenous doc that we shot on the Red Raptor, and a handful of other videos to come. If you guys are interested, I can do more videos showing how to do iPhone filmmaking and how to fully utilize a system like this instead of having to invest into like a crazy anamorphic lens and mirrorless camera system like I showed you earlier in the videos.
Thought she said something to me. We were never friends, told them I ain't not your buddy. Now they all call, I got some buzz like honey. Then they check the Spotify and they looking at me funny.